Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Sunday. Um, Everybody in my family has been sick for like 2 weeks now. I'm just waiting for myself to get sick. But in the meantime, before I do, because I just feel like it's inevitable, I thought I would do a quick video review of something I got in recently. I picked it up from Orbit, I think. It is from TerraVision. It is Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, as well as Hook of Woodland Heights. This is I think it's this, what is this? Release number, I think it's 8 from TerraVision. They are no longer working with Vinegar Syndrome, they're kind of on their own. Um, and they're actually releasing things with slipcovers that are just like Vinegar Syndromes. This is, just gonna get it out really quick. It's nice, it's thick, it's nice and sturdy. It's just the way the Vinegar Syndrome slips are, so they're perfect. Um, let's leave this off, but this release from TerraVision of Attack and Kill the Refrigerator, it's a short film. It has been sought after for a very long time. I've never owned a copy of it. I know old VHS copies can go for like more than $1,000. There was a DVD edition at some point that, again, I did not have, that I think can get kind of pricey as well. Not nearly as much as the VHS, but with this new edition, you don't need either of those. Uh, and you can pick this up for an actual reasonable price. So, Attack of the Killer Refrigerator. It's short, that's 15 minutes long. Um, it's shot, it's not a handheld camera. They were saying it was like a two-piece thing, but it looks like the old handheld cameras that kind of took me back to my youth of, you know, Christmas time and family holidays of my father using like a handheld camcorder and going back and watching them. They've actually since had them put onto disc now so they don't lose them. So I've seen some of them and whatnot. So seeing the way it's shot, it definitely took me back to that. But these college kids are having a party, and while they're having a party, they decide to de-ice the freezer. The inside of the freezer has just gotten like blocks and blocks of ice. It's a super old looking refrigerator. Um, and they start like hammering away at it with a hammer and chipping away at all the ice. And they say like once they had done that, the fridge started making all kinds of weird noises. Neighbors were complaining of like loud noises and banging and whatnot, but they said it wasn't them, it's the refrigerator. So after de-icing it and after they have their party and whatnot, one of the girls staying there goes to the fridge to get something to drink, and yes, the fridge attacks her, closing the door and chopping her arm off. Um, I don't want to go too much further into it, but I think the body count in it is like 6. It's only 15 minutes, so if I start going into it even like more, um, it kind of gives away like the whole thing. But I think they said they shot it on like a budget of like $25. Um, Everything that was there was like their apartment for college. So everything that was just there was there and put into the film. I didn't go have to buy anything and set up, make a set. It was just their apartment. So yeah, I think the body count was 6. And if you really pay attention and whatnot, it's kind of funny. Like, this is the type of thing that people made because they wanted to make movies. They wanted to have fun. They wanted to just do something. They had these creative ideas and just wanted to put them on film. And while I'm not the biggest shot on horror fan, something like this is like, I love this. This was great. Um, you see little mistakes, you pick up on things. Like one of the scenes, one of the guys is shaving, and he's in like like a gray sweatshirt. He got a towel around his neck. His hair's dry, and he's shaving. He looks out into the kitchen. Doesn't say anything, but I kind of figured like, oh, maybe he hears the refrigerator. And the next thing, when he's done shaving, he goes into the bedroom where his girlfriend is. He's in a like bathrobe, like a short bathrobe. His hair is wet and slicked back, and I sat there for a second saying like, huh, that's kind of different. Maybe took a shower after he shaved. And actually watching the commentary, they said that it was shots at different times, and that's why it looks like that. Um, People that should not be in the film, you see as well. Um, I won't say where they are, but you can pick up on it, I'm sure, watching it and laugh about it. And again, this is just people just wanting to make a film with no money. Um, yeah, so I guess that's really about that. It was the early 80s. I remember it was 1984, Attack of Killer Refrigerator. So, a good time. I mean, definitely worth it. Um, the next one was The Hook of Woodland Heights, which is a little bit longer. It was, I think, close to 40 minutes. This one involves a mental patient who escapes from a mental ward, kills a couple of orderlies. He has no right hand, it's just a stump. Um, Once he escapes, he's on the run in the woods and everybody's looking for him. He comes across a barbecue fork that's just kind of bent up and abandoned in the woods. It's a little too shiny to be abandoned there, but again, that's just the fun of these guys just wanting to make something. But anyway, he takes that and literally just jams it into his stump. So now he's got this two-pronged barbecue fork coming out of his forearm, basically, and he starts killing people because he's a mental nut. Um, there's some kids playing kick the can in a graveyard. He kills one of them. There's a couple that's out at a cabin. Um, Definitely the horny teenager guy, and the somewhat I'm kind of there girl, but not. I'm kind of shy. Um, he goes after them. I guess a friend of theirs that stumbled upon them was walking. He goes after him. Just a lot going on for a short film, and definitely a little bit higher of a budget. It was not $25. I think they said, I watched the commentary, which I'll get to, but I think there was a couple thousand. I want to say it was like 6,000 maybe. Um, but again, really well shot, and it's hard to really go into it all too much without giving uh, everything away. Um, I did laugh though. The car that the guy's driving, he has on a green monster, and inside the car is like baseball cards, just like taped all over the dashboard, taped to the side door, and whatnot. So, not having watched anything yet besides the films, I kind of figured or was guessing maybe somebody in this that did this was, or the guys are from Boston, because the Green Monster is from Fenway Park. He's got the baseball cards all over the place. And yeah, going through the commentaries and whatnot, yeah, this was filmed up in Massachusetts, and I think that's where they're from. And was really well done for a low budget. Like I said, that one was a little bit higher of a budget. Um, some very decent shots throughout, so definitely a lot of fun. For extras, there's a commentary for Attack of the Killer Refrigerator and for the Hook of Woodland Heights, and I kind of like the way they did it. Now it was definitely, and from probably the DVD, because I mentioned a few times that, you know, seeing these films on the DVD that you're watching, so it's definitely older. And then seeing there's some other interviews in here that you can see that both, I think it's Mike and Mark, they're definitely younger in the commentaries, and it was shot kind of interesting. Normally with commentaries, you'll see the film on the screen and just hear their voices just talking about things that are going on. This one, I don't think it was a TV, but it was just, I guess, projected there, or maybe they just like, you know, fancy editing. That it was a small box at like the bottom of the screen that you can see the film. a decent size. Not that it was like so small you couldn't see it, but it was a decent size. And they both directors were sitting at a desk behind it in chairs talking about it, and they were looking down. That they were definitely looking at some sort of monitor. That's why I think that maybe the fancy editing or whatnot, they projected that there was a TV looking out at us, while they were probably looking at a monitor and doing the commentary themselves. So it was pretty cool. Like I kind of like the way that commentary was done, because I'd never seen something like that before. In that commentary for Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, they did say it was like $25 to make. But an interview later on, which I think was the, let me see here, Media House Films Defrosted. It was like a 50-minute brand new interview with both directors. And in there, I think they said that that quote of $25 was wrong. It was actually $35. So, hey, $35 getting a short film, 15-minute film done, hats off. They just used everything they had and just wanted to create something, and that's awesome. I can't do that. Like, I wish I could. So besides those two commentaries, there is a trailer for Attack of the Killer Refrigerator 2. It sounds like they're actually making it and making it a full-length feature. The trailer that was on here, I think I tried to look it up on YouTube just to see if it was there, and I think it was, and it was from almost a year ago, I believe. So I'm hoping that if they are working on it, maybe they're done. Maybe TerrorVision will be bringing that to us. I don't know. It'd be awesome if they did. I'd love to see what they do, especially now so many years later with more experience, probably more than a $35 budget, maybe some better equipment and things like that. I would really like to. I would really like to see that myself. Um, there is a documentary as well on the Hook from Woodland Heights, which is I think it was well, I might be confusing my times. I want to say it was about a half an hour long. I could be wrong with that though. There's a bunch of bonus features on here with, I was trying to remember the times. God forbid I write something down. But there was also behind the scenes stuff from the Hook on Woodland Heights, which is really cool. I like when they put things like that on here, that somebody was on set with probably a camcorder or the two-piece thing that they were talking about in Attack of the Killer Refrigerator. Although the Hook from Woodland Heights is a few years later, it's 1988, so maybe it was a handheld camera, maybe the one with the big VCR VHS tape in it, and was just filming the set as they were actually filming scenes of the movie. And I love to see things like that because you kind of just see how things are done. You see, like, the car driving up to the cabin, and then the actors getting out and talking, going past where everybody is and whatnot, and then one of the directors saying like, okay, that was good, do this though, or the camera guy saying like, oh, it was like a little bit out of shot, so let's do it again, but like do this. And those things are cool to definitely see in there with the Hook of Woodland Heights. Behind the scenes stuff, screaming in the woods like a cop came, because I guess somebody must have been someone in the woods nearby heard screaming and whatnot and called the cops. So they actually have that on video. I'm kind of surprised that the cop did look over towards one of the guy filming. At some point, I'm surprised he didn't say like, stop. But I don't know how long the cop had been there talking to them and actually seeing that, okay, yeah, we're not killing somebody, we're actually filming a movie. And he hung out a little bit while they continued, and that was all documented like that, whatnot. It's just cool to see. I ran about 50 minutes long. There is okay, so there's a lot of bonus features. Okay, Media House Films Defrosted. That was a new interview with the directors and going over everything about them, everything about Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, the Hook of Woodland Heights, and other projects. That ran about 50 minutes long, and that's where the head said it cost about $35 to make Attack of the Killer Refrigerator. Really, really entertaining for sure. There's also another short, another interview called Snapper, the Man Eating Turtle Movie That Never Got Made. And that's another interview with the directors. It runs about close to 30 minutes. And they talk about this film Snapper, which is a giant killer snapping turtle that they had, I think, fully filmed or mostly filmed. Um, and it stopped because they just did not have the funding for it. Um, Interview with the guy who had done like the special effects for it, and you know, some of what they showed about that film and talked about and whatnot. I would love to just see what they have. Towards the end, they said, you know, they can always, you know, they can be revisited and whatnot. With them doing Attack of the Killer Refrigerator 2, maybe if that does get put out by somebody, maybe somebody they can try again with Snapper. Um, I'm sure that they would refilm things and whatnot for sure. They would just do it all over again. But I would hope that what they did with the original, if they ever did it and then it came out, that that would be included with the disc, because it what they showed, how they had created, they didn't have the budget to create a full-size gigantic snapping turtle, but they made the head. They used miniatures like puppetry and whatnot. And there was some really cool things that they showed, and definitely an enjoyable interview and chat about that film that we've never gotten before. There is also another short on here called Days Before Christmas, which also has a commentary. I forgot to actually check how long that one was, but I don't think it was more than 10 minutes. It sounds like it actually won some short film awards. They were trying to get something with HBO. It won some like the contest with them. They won some awards in like a Houston Film Festival for it. And that film, very short, not a lot of dialogue, but I don't even remember if they've gotten to people's names and whatnot. I don't think they did. But there's a woman in a mall enjoying the Christmas spirit, enjoying everything about it, and she is approached by somebody who says is down on their luck, lost their job. He's in kind of a suit, his tie's all like disheveled and whatnot, and he's trying to do something for his kids for Christmas, and if there's any way she can help him out, and she does, and she feels good about herself. She leaves the mall, and there's actually an old woman sitting in her car saying that she was so cold and she just needed to get out of the cold, and she doesn't live far. Can she give her a ride home? And she's not exactly sure what to do, but then, yeah, sure, no problem. Just give me 1 second. Let me get her a cup of coffee. So she's still smiling and all that stuff. Now, when she goes back into this mall, you can see everything changes. It's gone from happy-go-lucky, there's people arguing. She comes across the guy that she lent money. He's at a bar drinking. Everything changes. The happiness turns to the darker side of Christmas, because as we know, not everything is just hooray happy. It's a dark time for a lot of people. So you start to see that on the back end of this. And she decides to do something about the person in the car. And I'm just going to leave it there because it is just a short film. I probably said too much already, just rambling on, but very enjoyable. And there was a commentary for that as well. So there's 3 different commentaries on here, a couple different interviews, trailers. There's even a music video on here from the hook on Woodland Heights from a band called The Heartbeats. I did not, that's actually the only thing I didn't watch on here because I forgot to. I'm very professional, I know, but this is a great release from TerraVision. 3 shorts that probably total all of like an hour, but with all of the bonus features, all the stuff, it's a couple hours of bonus materials, and all have commentaries and whatnot. It was just a really, really good time. I can do a little bit of a freeze there to see the bonus features on it. Try not to get the glare. Sorry about that, but super happy with this release from TerraVision. I really hope we get more. Well, I know they're working on stuff. tease some stuff that they're working on. But if Attack of the Refrigerator 2 is ever done, I'd love to see TerraVision do an edition of it. And it's available now from them directly. They have a video club too. I'm not a part of it, but it was only like 250 bucks, I think, for the year, or 225. And you get every one of their releases, t-shirt. It's pretty cool stuff. If you don't want to shell the funds out, don't have the funds, like I don't have the funds to do that right now, you can definitely pick up their stuff from Orbit, Diabolic, Grindhouse, all over the place. Anywhere you buy your fine movies from. There's a little bit of the inner art. Obviously, I can't see my face right now, so I don't know if this is fully on camera. Hopefully it is. And TerraVision also does like records and tapes and all kinds of club things for them. This was inside of the disc. So yeah, looking forward to what TerraVision has next. Definitely check out Attack of the Killer Refrigerator. I think you will enjoy it, even if you're not a big shot on video horror fan like I'm not. But this was really good, and get yourself kick-ass slipcover while it's available. And thank you for watching this. Give me the thumbs up, the subscribes, the likes, anything you can. I'd appreciate it, just so I know that somebody's actually seeing this video, actually enjoying it, and I'll continue to keep pumping them out then. At least I'm trying to, and hopefully I don't get sick. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon.